This is external standard 91408. It has 4 credits. Title is Demonstrate Understanding of Management Accounting to Inform Decision Making. Before I start with the discussion of the content, I'd like to tell you people what actually will appear in the paper or the format of the paper. The paper is divided into 3 parts. One in which you are going to look at cost volume profit analysis, where you have to do some calculations. You have to remember a few formulas, and then you have to write a short report on it, a paragraph in 3 to 4 sentences to justify your calculations. Then question 2 or next part is on cash management, where you prepare cash budget, and then using that you make decisions. Then next part, question 3, is a scenario will be given, and from there you have to interpret those information and make decision, with both financial and non-financial decision for that particular business. So let me take you over to 2019 paper just to show how the format is, and then I'll show you one assessment schedule, the marking criteria that you need to know, so you know which parts you need to know in order to pass this standard. So this is a 2019 paper. It's already on Schoology. You can go over it, and I have also added, I think, answers to it too. So this is question 1. A scenario is given, and using that information you need to do the calculation. Remember, for calculation you have to remember a few formulas, not many, about 5 or 6 of it, and then with those calculations you have to write a explanation to help the business in decision making. There's another calculation, then on that you have to justify your answer, explain that calculation that you have done and justify your answer. Then question 2, where you prepare cash budget, information is given. From here most of the information you just have to pick and place it directly into the cash budget. Only a few, about 5, not 5, about 3 or 4 calculations you have to do. The rest you just pick information from there and put it in the cash budget. So this is the format of the cash budget. You record all your receipts for each month and how much expenses, the payments you have done during the months. What was your opening balance, what's your end balance, what will be opening balance for next month, and calculate the end balance. Then with that budget you have to give a explanation, justify your answers, help this particular business in decision making. Then question 3, another scenario is given, and for this particular business you have to provide your answers, explanation, help them in decision making, and your decision should include both financial and non-financial information. So this is the format of the paper. Now let me show you one assessment schedule so you know how you'll be marked and what you need to have correct, need to know how to do it so that you are able to pass, maybe pass with good grades too. This is This is one example of a assessment schedule. For calculation, you get C. It's just achieved. So for calculations, it's just C, and where you have to give explanation. If you just describe, you get DC. You are providing more details to it, you get excellence, and you are able to justify your answer, then you get J. So for one question, you can get DC, E, and J. That's another question. Part D, same thing. You have just described, you get DC. You have supported your answer, given some details, you get E. This question doesn't need excellence, so it is a merit type question. So part 2, another question is there. You have just described it. You get DC. Provide some explanation supported with the answers, amounts. You get E, and you justified your answer. You get J. So for this question 1, this is how you will be marked. If you just got one calculation correct, and you have, for one theory question, you have a given subdescription, you get A3. For A4, one calculation correct, and you are able to describe two theory questions, that's A4. And into merit, two calculations correct, and at least one detailed explanation is given. M6, two calculations correct, two excellence. And for excellence, you want to reach into excellence, at least 3 calculations should be correct, 2 excellence, and 1 justification, or 1 justification and 1 explanation and 2 justification. So that's for calculation 1, question 1. For cash budget, wherever you have to do some calculations, that's M. No calculations, just from the information you are picking the amount and putting it here, that's V. So if you are just able to pick answers and put it there, at least 5 of that, 5 amounts you pick from the scenario and place it into your cash budget correctly, you are in A3. And with one description, you are able to describe theory part. Remember, theory is important in each question. You are able to describe, then you are A3. And that's how it goes on. For A4, you are explaining 6 and description there. And if you want to go into excellence, 10 or 11 should be correct in your cash budget, and you are able to justify your answers. Then last question 3. From that scenario that's given for question 3, you may be asked, you have to do some calculations. Then you write your financial and non-financial reasons support your answers. Well, you are providing decision for that business. So what are some of the financial decisions you're giving? What are some of the non-financial information you are providing them? So you can be either into option 1 or option 2. You can't do both. So you telling him to go this way or the other way, not both sides. So if you just get A3, A3, A3 in the 3 questions, you'll be A9, so you'll achieve. and that's how you'll be marked. For further explanation, you can come to me, then I can explain during class time.